amores, this is Massi with my Sparkle DIYs. Welcome to my channel. Today I will be sharing with you guys 4 rustic farmhouse DIYs made with Dollar Tree items. I hope you enjoy it, and let's go ahead and start with our first tutorial. For the first DIY, I'll be using one of these Dollar Tree baskets, and I spray painted it black. I added just a little bit of paint on the brush and I painted the basket. With this metallic paint, black, light brown, and white paint, I'm going to paint the basket. So I cut some pieces of a foam painting brush and I started dabbing all the colors, starting with the white one. I did this because I want the basket to look rusty, like a real vintage old basket. I repeated the same steps for all sides of the basket and inside the basket. For the final touch, I dabbed more black paint on the borders and in some other areas. When that was done, I made a small wreath using a piece of lamb's ear garland I already had, and I attached the end with a piece of floral wire. Then glue the wreath to the center of the basket. You can use floral wire or something else if you want to be able to change the wreath. I took this metal piece from a Dollar Tree Decor picture like this one. To erase the words, I used nail polish remover and a paper towel. I'm going to write the word home, and I use a ruler to make all the letters the same size. Then, with a permanent marker and the ruler, I traced the word 2 times. And I also went around with a permanent marker. I glued the metal piece to the center with hot glue. I'm making a bow with this ribbon from Dollar Tree. Center of the bow, I always like to glue a piece of the same ribbon to complete the bow. For the final step, I glue the bow to the top of the wreath. For the second DIY, I'm using this decor item from Dollar Tree. First, I removed the back and I painted the glass not perfect since I'm going to cover it later on with a piece of fabric. Then turn it around to the front and glue the back piece to the front with super glue and hot glue. I'm using 4 of these Dollar Tree wood beads for the legs, and I'm painting them white. And I glue them using hot glue. had this little piece of wood from a previous DIY, but if you don't have something like this, you can use something similar. Now I'll be using this color to make the wood darker, and instead of using a paint brush, I'm using a towel. And I use a permanent marker to outline the edges. And I glue the little piece of wood to the tray with a little bit of super glue and then hot glue. These little buckets are from Dollar Tree, and I used 2 packages, and each package comes with 2 of them. Now with my letter stamps and ink pad, I'm going to stamp the word farm, starting from the outside in. I have the stencil that I got from Walmart, and I'm using the little milk bottle stencil and some white paint. I decided to make 2 little lines to the top of the bottle with a permanent marker. I cut a piece of the back of this Dollar Tree bag, and I'm going to glue it inside the tray. With a piece of a sponge, black and brown paint, I'm making the little buckets look older and not so new. Then I glued all 4 buckets to the inside of the tray and added some greenery inside the buckets. For the final step, I glued a piece of Dollar Tree rope on both sides of the tray for the handles using super glue and hot glue. For the third DIY, I'm using this wood sign from Dollar Tree, and I removed the heart. This step is completely optional since this will be the back, but I painted over the words with black paint. Then remove the hanger, pulling it gently. Now I'm going to give the inside and the frame 2 coats of paint. I'm going to be distressing the sign, so I will be using this color for that, and what I'll be doing is I added just a little bit of paint on the brush, and I dry brush just some areas of the sign. Now I'm giving this old tomato can 2 coats of the same paint I use on the sign. And I repeated the same step to distress the can. I sanded some areas with a sandpaper, and I'm also going to be sanding the sign. When that was done, I glued the can to the sign. To hang the sign, I cut a piece of a Dollar Tree rope, and to give the illusion that the rope ends are on the front, I made 2 knots and I glued them to the top sides. Then with a pencil, I mark the center of the knot so when I glue the rope ends to the back, it looks like it's the same rope. I added a lot of glue to really secure the rope. This boxwood is from Walmart and it was less than $1. I placed it inside the jar. You can add a bow and I think it will look super adorable, but I decided to leave it simple. The fourth DIY, I'm using this sign from Dollar Tree and I removed the bunny. Now this step is completely optional since this will be the back. But I decided to remove all the paper that was easy to peel and just left the ones that were very glued and painted on top with gray paint. For the front of the sign, I gave it just one coat of this gray paint. With the same paint I used on the previous DIYs, I'm distressing this sign. With a ruler and a pencil, I'm making the lines going along with the board. Then I went on top with black paint. And distress the sign even more with white paint. Just a little bit of this paint on the brush, I'm painting the corners, brushing in the same direction. Then went on top of the lines I already made with the same color and blended it with a foam painting brush. Went on top of the lines again with the ruler and the pencil, blending it with my finger, then distressed the rest of the sign with the same pencil. Got this adorable pig at Dollar General for just $1 and I'm gonna give it 2 coats of white paint. I didn't cover the 2 little holes that were on top of the pig. Since the paint was so thick, it covered the little holes, so that's a good thing. And then I went ahead and I painted all the borders with black paint. You can also use permanent marker to outline it, but I like the uneven look that painting with a brush gives. With this letter stencil from Walmart, I'm spelling the word farmhouse and I'm going to paint the letters white. Then I glue the pig to the center. To make this sign even more special to me, I'm going to write the year that my house was built with this white chalk marker. Then to hang the sign, I cut a piece of this super cute ribbon from Hobby Lobby and I added a lot of glue to secure the ends to the back of the sign. And I made two super cute little bows and glued them to each side where the ribbon is. For the final touch, I wrote the word OINK on the pig with a permanent marker. Hey mis amores, thank you so much for watching today's video. Don't forget to stay safe and I will see y'all soon. Bye!